Hey, I'm Andy. Welcome to the How to Enact Environmental Change project. Let's start by getting an understanding of why we're coming together here. The environmental rules for farming are changing, so farming must change. We're here to understand the barriers to change, the lay of the land. To better understand that purpose, I'm going to talk through an analogy. It's about the Otira Viaduct on the Arthur's Pass. Some of you will remember the old road through the pass, and many of you will have driven the new viaduct. There was a big problem in the 90s. We couldn't get from east to west over the Alps. Well, we could, but the path was dangerous, unreliable, and risky. It was a zigzag switchback over a scree slide. Many travellers were using it, but it was no good for the masses. No trailers, no buses, no amateur drivers. It was holding up the economy. It was holding up our future. We knew where we would start from, and we knew where we had to get to, but we didn't know how. So engineers were tasked with finding a solution. First, they had to work out the lay of the land. So there was an almighty chasm to cross. What were the other barriers? Well, that chasm had a volatile river, scree slide, kaitiaki guiding stones, heavy rainfalls, snow, ice, a fault line, unpredictable weather, landslides, cliffs, forests, wildlife, geotechnical, topography, labour, budget, time frame. It's huge. They couldn't construct a solution without first knowing and deeply understanding the lay of the land, what those barriers were, what the opportunities were within those barriers. Then they worked it out. A viaduct, foundations, piers, girders, bridge deck. It was enormously complex at the time, but they designed a solution and they got it built. The viaduct flows with the lay of the land, with minimal effect on its environment. And today, we journey from east to west with complete ease. Any vehicle, any time, any weather. We think nothing of it. So, how does all this talk of viaducts relate to our project Enact Change? Well, there's a big problem right now. We can't change the way we farm to farm the way the future requires us to. Well, we can, and some are, but the path is dangerous, unreliable, and risky, like the old Arthur's Pass road. Some farmers are taking that path, but it's no good for the masses. It's holding us up. It's holding up our future. We know where we're starting from and where we need to get to, but we don't know how. We're coming together to help find a solution to cross that chasm. First, we have to work out the lay of the land, just like the viaduct. What are the barriers to constructing the solution that we need for farming? And this chasm that we have to cross, this has all sorts of issues. Environmental, cultural, social, financial, fear, anxiety, complexity, lack of urgency, lack of knowledge and science, governments, farmers' livelihoods and identities, incentive, risk, egos. We can't construct a solution without first knowing and deeply understanding the lay of the land here. Then we can build a metaphorical viaduct that takes us from today into the future. It seems enormously complex at first, but if we get this right, we'll design this solution and get it built. And by we, I mean the people of New Zealand. This is a national challenge. When we get this built, we'll transition from today into our brighter future with ease. Any farm, any farmer. When it's built, we'll think nothing of it. We'll transition through there just like we do on the Otira Viaduct. Easy as.